It has been weeks since Maxton Hall Season 2 ended, yet the feelings from that last episode still feel fresh in my heart, almost like everything happened yesterday. The silence after the finale felt heavy, and no matter how hard I tried to distract myself, my mind kept going back to those final scenes again and again. It has been weeks since Maxton Hall Season 2 ended, but I still cannot get over that season finale. Ruby being expelled from school and all the drama we watched throughout the season truly destroyed me. It honestly felt unfair and painful to watch, like seeing someone you care about lose everything in just a moment. That is why today I want to talk to you about Season 3, which might finally help us forget all the trauma we went through. And I have good news for you. We might actually get the happy ending we have been dreaming of. First of all, we need to talk about the biggest problem right now, Ruby being expelled from school. Honestly, considering how powerful Mortimer's reputation is, he will do everything he can to make sure Ruby never gets back into that school. He is the kind of man who never forgives and never forgets. Of course, another thing that makes this possible is the fact that the photo is completely real. If you remember, this photo was taken by James in the very first episode of the series, and we know that Mortimer has access to James's phone. So we cannot claim that this photo is fake. That is why someone needs to claim that the closeness between Graham and Ruby seen in the photo does not carry any other meaning, and that it only looks that way because of the angle. And that person, as you can probably guess, will be James. In fact, that person should have been surreal because he was the one who originally came up with this dirty plan against Lydia. However, most likely when Mortimer was informed by Lexington that an inappropriate photo of Lydia had surfaced, he replaced that photo with the one of Ruby and Graham so that nothing would happen to Lydia. And in doing so, he got rid of both Graham and Ruby. So there were 2 lives ruined because of But considering how cowardly Surreal is, the person who will confess, take responsibility, and save Graham and Ruby will be James. And when James tells the truth, they will have no other choice but to let Ruby back into school. So, can all the problems really be solved? This is, you might ask. Of course not. Because when Mortimer sees his son standing up against him, he will go absolutely insane. His anger will be uncontrollable. He will most likely also learn about Lydia's pregnancy thanks to the access he has to the twins' phones. And at this point, I believe Mortimer will kick Lydia out of the house. James, of course, will try to stop this as well and directly stand up to Mortimer. But at the end of this argument, Mortimer will give them both an ultimatum, and we will see the twins leave the house. From that point on, I think the twins will be in an all-out war with their father. And of course, they will fight this war through the thing Mortimer values the most, the Beaufort Company. As you know, Cordelia's will stated that she transferred all of her assets to Mortimer. But of course, none of us believe that. That is why we will see both the twins and their Aunt Oilia trying to find the real version of the will. And at this point, I believe the person who will help the most in finding the will be Percy. Probably the most shocking scene of Season 2 was Percy going to Cordelia's grave and kissing a key. And I think that key is extremely important because that key could belong to a box that contains Cordelia's real will. And thanks to that will, we could see Mortimer losing everything he has at Beaufort this way. Both the twins and Oilia could take back the shares that rightfully belong to them from Mortimer. And we might even see Mortimer go to prison both for using forged documents and, which might sound shocking, for being responsible for Cordelia's death. Honestly, the surprises might not end there because we also need to question why Percy was at Cordelia's grave and why he was carrying such a key. To be honest, I think Percy had a secret relationship with Cordelia, and I will take it even further. I think Percy might actually be the real father of James and Lydia, because it seems impossible to me that someone as horrible as Mortimer could have children as kind-hearted as James and Lydia. What do you think? Do you think Percy could be the twins' father as well? Let's meet in the comments. So, now that we are done with Mortimer, what awaits the twins in their future peaceful lives? Let's talk about that as well. Honestly, it seems like the person who will still have to struggle with problems is Lydia, because her relationship with Graham is still considered a crime. That is why I do not really think that even after Graham gets out of prison, since the photo of him and Ruby was not inappropriate, they will be able to be together. However, once Lydia turns 18, I have no doubt that she will marry Graham. A very happy marriage is most likely waiting for them. As for Ruby and James, I have to say that everything will be much more beautiful for them, most likely in the final episodes of Season 3, with time jumps. We will see Ruby successfully going to Oxford and graduating from there with countless achievements. We might see James transferring his shares in the company to Lydia, turning his hobby of painting into a profession, and traveling all around the world with Ruby. And of course, after they finish university, we could see them getting married with a wonderful wedding. And honestly, as a nice surprise, I also think Ruby and James will have a child as well. In the final scene of the series, I want to see Graham, Lydia, their twins, James, Ruby, and their baby sitting together around a happy family table, laughing and chatting. What kind of ending are you expecting? Write it in the comments. Alright. Now let's talk about when we will be watching this season, which I am sure will be perfect and full of drama and love. I have good news because season 3 filming was completed on December 1st. This means that it is almost certain that season 3 will be released in 2026, and rumors say that November 2026 could be the release date for season 3. I would say get ready from now. So now, tell me, do you think we will finally get the happy ending we deserve in Maxton Hall? Let's meet in the comments. Meanwhile, to find out what we might see in Jenny and George's season 4, check out this video.